Carlos, quick from the off today. How was the car? I know there was a new floor. Did you get that for both sessions or just one?
I just got it in FP2. Charles ran it in FP1 and it seemed to work. It's not a big step. It's nothing. It's really fine-tuning the aerodynamics of our car. But yeah, we dedicated the whole Friday really to try different mechanical settings in the car, to try different setups, just experimenting here and there. And hopefully for tomorrow we can put the whole package and make a step forward.
It seems Max is back, as if that was ever going to be a question. But for you guys here, it's another weekend where the car appears to be competitive. Has that been a pleasant surprise?
Yes, definitely a good surprise to see that over one lap, especially we can be thereabouts behind Red Bull and Max. I think it will be a very tight fight with McLaren and Merc. I think it will be a very tight quali between us six for that second row. And yeah, I think if we do a good job and we nail everything tomorrow, we can put ourselves in a good position.
What do you need overnight with a step in the car?
No, just to put everything together with the setup. We've tried so many things that it was a bit difficult to get into a rhythm that session because we're changing a lot of things in the car. So we did it on purpose. Now, hopefully tomorrow, I just choose the car that I want to run this weekend and put together everything that I want to do.
So Lando, George Russell very helpfully yesterday tipped you as a favourite for this weekend. Was that borne out by
Has he seen the rest of the season at all? Has he been watching the races?
Maybe he was just trying to get in your head, I don't know. But was that borne out by today? Do you feel good behind the wheel on Friday?
No, not really. I mean, the pace was there. The pace has been pretty good today. I think probably one of the closest times we've been to Red Bull and the front lot on a Friday. So I think encouraging from a pace point of view, but the car feels pretty all over the place. But I kind of think it does for the majority. It's just a very low grip. I don't think it's just us in particular. It's just, a handful. So I think for us, if you can just try and calm it down a little bit, bring the balance together, I think we can have a good day tomorrow. But the pace is good, but just difficult to drive.
Good day tomorrow. Do you think there's any chance of you causing an upset tomorrow, being like very close or if not on pole?
I doubt it's going to be pole. The Red Bull is just doing normal Red Bull at the minute, but I think we're not far away. I would say we normally get a bit closer come, lower fuel, turn the engines up, things like that. I think challenging for pole is probably quite a big task and probably a bit too far, but to try and challenge, Mercedes, who maybe didn't look quite so good today, but challenge the Ferraris and Astons, who looked pretty good. I think that's going to be our battle for tomorrow.
George, decent peak lap from you. Is that the story of the whole session?
I think, it was a half reasonable day, to be honest. Red Bull are back to their normal ways, which I don't think is a major surprise. For many, they seem very, very quick. We're not too far from P2. I think there's 2 temps in it. So it's going to be a good fight between Ferrari and Lando. But also you've got cars like Alex is up there, as you often see in qualifying. There seems to be a huge amount of tyre degradation. It's really weird in Suzuka. It's one of the best tracks in the world to drive, but this year it feels like the tarmac's really broken up and the cars are sliding on top of the surface, so it's given a bit of a strange feeling to all the drivers out there, and that's what's contributing towards that tyre degradation.
Do you think that'll move the race strategically more towards a two-stopper then, with the amount of deg that you're seeing, or for more stops throughout the race?
Yeah, I'd say so. Definitely when we go to tracks like Jeddah or Melbourne on this newer tarmac, there's really high grip, even in Singapore in the new section, which is really fun for drivers to drive on. Doesn't offer much tyre degradation, whereas here the tyre degradation team really high. Looks, probably closer to a 3-stop at the moment than it is a 1-stop, to put some perspective on it. But I think it'll be a 2-stop for everybody on Sunday, and see what happens.
Thinking more towards the start of the race, more towards tomorrow, where do you think the car sits at the moment with the data you've got? Where can you realistically qualify?
Yeah, I think there's a few unknowns at the moment. I think we made a huge step from the medium to the soft tyre, which was a little bit surprising even to ourselves. I think at the moment it's not going to be a straightforward fight for the top end of Q3. I think there's going to be some quicker cars out there. Some guys might take more soft tyres into qualifying than others, so there may be a strategic change between people in qualifying. I'd like to think we'll be anywhere between P2 P3 and P6 is where I'd like to think.
Esteban, you had an unfortunate retirement in Singapore during a good run. Do you expect to see a strong performance here?
Yeah, we hope so. That's definitely what we are going for. At the moment, we did good progress from FP1 to FP2. The car felt very much more alive in FP2, so we're happy with those. Still a lot for us to work on. Obviously, we're not far from the top 10. Only 1/10 separates us from the top 10, so it's everything to play. And we hope that tomorrow, we can get into Q3.
And like you say, it's quite close in the top 10 range. Where do you see yourself for tomorrow?
Yeah. There, hopefully, into Q3. That's where we want to. That's where we want to be, and we hope that the car is going to be competitive. But as we say, today it felt much more alive, throughout practice, and that's a very good thing.
What is it that's clicking at this track that's feeling good for you?
I love this track in general. It's definitely my favorite, and there is something special about it. Just the combination of corners, the whole atmosphere around this place. How much people love Formula One, and I just love to come here every year.
Nico, Kevin mentioned yesterday that he felt like this circuit was going to be difficult for your car. He did. What are your thoughts after those two sessions today?
I agree to disagree with him, but in a way he's right. So it's complex, but we're trying to figure it out overnight.
What are the challenges on this circuit for your car?
Well, it's just a characteristic, it's very fast, very flowing, and that's not been the strength for us. A lot of grip limiter zones, a lot of long corner durations, and that really exposes the weakness, certainly in the long runs. But it was a good Friday still.
With that in mind, what do you think is possible in qualifying tomorrow?
We're going for glory, so hopefully pole position.